What's going on, everybody? Good morning, good morning. Trevor, Shades, Little Flames, Sky Lee, Cac Birkins here. Ned, what's up? Taylor, Trevor, Frog Killer. What y'all up to? Laptop can't run DD2 and your computer is broken right now. Ouch. That's no fun. Fitness Freak Gaming, thank you very much for subscribing. I do appreciate it. Anyway, did a couple more Ancient Power resets over the weekend. Where am I at? Let's see. I'm at AP 29 now. And just reset, so on my way back up. So I figure we do one of each Chaos tier. No particular map recommended. Just do the highest Chaos tier you can there, Mutiga. The problem with doing lower level maps is you lose out on so much other stuff. And since this is a grind game, you don't ever want to just be grinding one thing. If not, you're just wasting time, because it's, I mean, you can literally put, you know, you can run thousands of maps before you find everything that you want. Literally. I mean, it's a grinder, no doubt about it. Anyway, we are on US West. Going to go through each Chaos tier, starting off with Chaos 1. What's going on there, Partek? Dragolich. Jacob, Dragolich is what you want for pretty much every AP hero. Alright. Let's see, it looks like I made it back to floor 57, but we are going to do some trials, or expeditions, pardon me. I'm still calling them trials, good lord. Where do we want to start? Let's see. Let's start off in the biome, why not? So we're going to go public games. Feel free to hop in and join me. If you're not, you know, if Chaos 1 is too low for you, I will be going right up the chain, so we'll get a map that will work out for you. Alright, away we go. Yeah, the bees are good, no doubt about it. Sparkle Party's pointless with hero health, really. I mean, you just don't need it as long as you've got an adequate amount of hero health. Lithicoda only has, it's a chance of spawning in, Onslaught victory chest is the only way. Only way you'll get them. I think I would say this is adequately overkilled. Niasi, what's up? What's up? Rage is here. Alex, how you all doing? I did make this public, right? Yeah, okay. Anyway, anyone needs any Chaos 1 motes or amps or anything, just feel free to hop in and join me. Getting the EV2 next week. Nice, Taylor. Congrats. I'm actually pretty anxious to be done with these ancient power resets. It's getting to the point where it's ungodly grindy boring going through them. I mean, I'm glad I'm getting it knocked out, but it's getting to the point where it's becoming a little much. I don't know what I'm going to go up to yet. Right now, it's all about getting the icon I like. I'm not even concerned about the metal or the ascension caps anymore. I'm close enough right now where it just doesn't even matter anymore. But the icon, you know, that stays with me forever. So I'm probably going to go to either 32, 37, or 42. And I haven't decided yet. The 2s and the 7s are the orange ones. So 32, 37, or 42. If I decide to max the caps, then I'll go to 42. But like when you look right now, wrong button. You look right now, I'm at 798. So I mean, I'm only what, 201 away from the caps now, which is 4,000 defense power essentially. So it's not an absurd amount of power difference between where I'm at right now and where I would be if I was capped out. Nice, Jacob. Well, I always recommend the EV there, Dragon. There we go, we're all full now. We got everybody in, I think so. Who do we got? We got Partex here. Captain Katsura and Bot. Yep, the captain left. Captain's like, nope, not having it. Either that or I started it too soon. Maybe they weren't loaded in yet. If so, I do apologize. If they weren't loaded all the way in yet and I started it, it would not allow them to actually join. What's going on there, Shin? Permanent death. I've had some buggy deaths right at the end of matches where it makes you sit. You sit there dead for like a minute before it kicks you out of it. It does recover from it, but it sits for a really long time before it boots you out. That right click with that book looks so cool. What's going on there, Jimmy? Awesome, Taylor. Thank you very much. I'll be getting going with the hero spotlights and all that stuff as soon as I'm done with this AP. I like to do that stuff at Chaos 7 so that everybody can see the potential of the build instead of just, you know, a lower version of the build. Is why I haven't done any over the last several days, but shouldn't be too much longer. And then we're supposed to get some info this Friday on what's to come. So maybe even sooner. I mean, hopefully sooner. They did a little tease again on Twitter this morning. Didn't say anything. Just said, hey, would you like to see more info this week? It's like, well, duh. Of course we do. Give us all the infos. Still need, I started looking through the gear and oh man, I modded out too much stuff before doing all these AP resets. I knew I was going to, but oh my gosh, I'm gonna need just an absurd amount of materials to level everything back up when I get done with this. Like several thousand of each moat. I'm going to be buying everything I see that's reasonably priced. What's going on there, Lex? Well, thank you very much. I do appreciate it a ton. Yeah, it really is a good build, Alex. No doubt about it. It's the most fun, in my opinion. Ogre's just dying. For C6 moats, they're cheaper than the plain. Shiny moats are cheaper than the plain moats, but they're so much more available. I've actually got a crap load of those. I don't have all of them that I need, but I do have a ton of them. Once I get done with the APs, there's going to be some pretty massive material farming streams. There's no doubt about that. Ice Needle's definitely really good. 6 stacks for 600k? Yeah, that's a ridiculously good price. They're usually over $1 million for 1 stack. I mean, if you found stacks for 600k, buy that stuff up instantly. You see those out there too, but usually they're $1 million plus for a stack. Anytime I see them under $1 million for a stack, though, I buy those 100% the second I see them. Yeah, that Gunwitch mod is good with the Pierce. I wish I found a higher quality one. I tell you what, I do wish that the AP mods rolled at a higher quality bracket. They have the same RNG as any item on the map, but you're not going to see thousands of them. You're going to see 50 of them, you know, or 100 of them if you go ham with it. Oh, I'll buy them for 600k a stack all day. But I wouldn't expect them to sell it. I wouldn't expect you to sell them to me for that. You wouldn't be getting your money's worth. If you're willing to sit on them for a little while, you could put 2 million on those things. It'll take you longer to sell them, but somebody desperate will buy them. Yeah, basically there's 10 tiers on each mod there, Frog Killer. So even though there's only 5 bars, there's 10 tiers. So there's a there's 2 quality levels for each bar. There's like a half bar and a full bar. It's very difficult to distinguish between the two without actually looking at the numbers. But if you look at the numbers, you can see the difference. No golden ingot for us. Oh well, what can you do? Alright, well, let's head on over to Chaos 2. Make sure we get the whole rotation done here today. So I'm just going to head back out to town and then sort out my inventory and then go for a Chaos 2. Maybe I'll get lucky and get a destruction shard out of that. What's going on, Brandon? How you doing? No, I don't think that is on Lightrayne's spreadsheet. I'm not positive on that one. Nope, no destruction for me. Any decent mods? Let's see. Doesn't look like it. No good. Speaking of, let's go through and take a look at the moats. See if there's any moats. $200,000? Whoa. Yeah, I'll take those. Don't need any of this. None of the Chaos 7 stuff is going to be seriously dropping in value the farther along and the further along you get. That's the cheapest I've ever seen a stack of those, though, of the plain moats. That's good stuff right there. Alright, let's go head on over to Chaos 2 now. The barb weapon, what's going on, Victor? The barb weapon is not that bad, Rage. Where is it? I got one somewhere. Here it is. The Stance Dancer chip. Now, obviously, this is a campaign variety, so you'd have to look at what it scales up to at Chaos 7. But stacking hero damage buff each time you switch stances. Yeah, I guess it's not great, but it's definitely not terrible. Oh wow, it's only 5 seconds. It would be way better if it was longer, for sure. I'm Shady, what up? Anyway, let's see, Chaos 2. What do we want to do in Chaos 2? Stick with the forest maps for now. Let's do a little life route. Why not? Public game. And somebody said hi to me right in the middle of starting a match. Alright, sorry dude. But I'm not going to exit out. I do apologize if you're watching the stream. I can sit there for 10 minutes and not do anything and nobody will say hi to me, but the second I get another screen brought up in front of me, people will say hi then. There's Cack Birkin. Oh, some of my stuff sold, huh? I didn't even notice. I put them up for nothing just to get rid of them, usually. What's Partech got? Anything? Let's see. I think I got something here for Partech. There you go, Partech. The deal of the century. 108 gold. Elijah, what's going on? What's the best characters to do floor with? Literally any of them. Just make sure you're matching the mutators properly. Partech's gonna do a little archer build here. We'll let Partech archerize this mofo. Let's see. Oh, well. Oh, well, I'll keep buying them if you're going to keep putting them up there. My favorites, though, for me personally, X926 is to go EV2 Monk, the Squire, the Abyss Lord. What else? The Apprentice. I like to put Frosty and Earth Shatters into the mix. But you can literally do it with any heroes you want. Oh, the price is going up. Good lord. It's alright, I'll take it. I ain't complaining. That's actually not a bad price for that Mana Burn AP chip, but I just think I have several of those right now. Alright, we're all good. We all good. How many Steam hours on my main account here? It's like 6,000 and some. I'm not even sure, to be honest with you. You can see it on my profile. I've got all that stuff listed publicly. No problem there, Partech. Lightrayne. There's Lightrayne. Oh, man, I was trying to land in the tree. That did not go well. I would suggest pushing as far as you can, X926. If it gets really grindy and it's not fun anymore, that's usually an indicator where it's the best time to stop. That's the problem I'm getting to with Ancient Power resets, is it's getting grindy for me, and it's not fun anymore. It just feels like work now. So I'm definitely not going to be going. I'm going to go until I get an icon I like, basically. Give me one sec here, everybody. Alright, sorry about that. Boy, my allergy issues today are the real deal. I know you guys hear about it all the time, but holy crap, man. But yeah, anyway, I want to go to 42, or 32, 37, or 42. I'm definitely not going to go past 42 because I'll be at the Ascension caps. And to be honest with you, some of those ancient powers I don't really see a whole lot of value in. So I'm not overly concerned about getting all of the ancient power points. In fact, right now, I could stop doing AP resets right now and be fine as far as pushing into super high Onslaught floors. Like, eventually I'd like to get to 1,000, you know? Nah, there's no account moving, sadly. There, 926. It would be pretty awesome if there was. I would play on consoles a lot more if you could do that. The problem now is the game is just so grindy. The game is just ridiculously grindy, so it, you know, doing it on multiple platforms is just painful, you know? What is the best character? That would be a matter of opinion. I mean, I'm a big fan. If you ask Partek, he's going to tell you the Abyss Lord. If you ask me, I'm going to tell you the Monk or the EV2. So, I mean, it's all a matter of opinion and it's personal favorites. What's going on there, mama? Omni, what up, what up? Omni's been warframing it pretty hard. I actually popped in last night. I am so early in that game. I just don't have anything done yet. I've got to do, I don't even know what you got to do to unlock all the stuff on your ship. But I am very, very early. Partek dead. What's going on there, Khalil? How you doing? Joey, what's up? Rubber banding a lot, huh? Oh, if you look at my... See, the problem there, Omni, is if you actually look at my Warframe account, my Warframe account was started 4 years ago. So, yeah, I mean, I'm just starting, but I've been just starting for 4 years, is the problem. I laughed my butt off when I logged into I logged onto their website last night, you know, just to read some stuff while the update was downloading. And it said my account was created in 2014. It's like, oh, dang. Every day but Monday at 1 p.m. Demon. Sunday streams I do at 3 p.m. because Sundays I like to sleep in a little bit. The starting intensifies. Oh yeah. I'm actually anxious to play it. I mean, my problem is I'm completely addicted to DD2, and I want to get this AP done, you know? It's going good there, Plurberry. Pandalicious, what's up? But I tell you, you can't, it's very difficult to find somebody who has played Warframe before and doesn't say good things about it. And that to me means I'm just being a dummy for not giving it a chance, you know? I mean, every single person I talk to says good things about Warframe. Yeah, silence, definitely. Just got to use defenses. Slimes are great for siege rollers. Reflect beams work good for siege rollers. I mean, if you're doing the low tiers, you can just power through it with Earth Shatters. Earth Shatter will wreck a siege roller. A low tier siege roller. As soon as I can get this Ancient Power thing, the Ancient Power grind done with, that'll free up a lot of time for me to not only play around with different, you know, some more unique hero builds in DD2, but also play other games, which is nice. Give me them crafting mats. I mean, it's on every, not to sit here and hype Warframe the whole stream, but it's actually on just about every single list you can find out there of best free-to-play games. If it's dropping green mods all the time, call yourself lucky there, Demon. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get into it yet, Panda. If I am, I definitely will. The Warframe's actually got a nice streaming partner program and everything too, which DD2 should have, but I guess they do to an extent with the Casters Guild, but it's not like the Warframe one. Let's see. Nothing. Yeah, it seems like the normal rate there, Plurberry. They go for a bunch. Let's see if there's any more moats for sale here. I don't want to miss out on any. Nope, nothing. How's my inventory looking? Let's store some of this stuff. I've been saving up. You know, saving up the modes. So I got quite a few here. This is my... Oh, I got... That's pages mixed. Let me at least free up a couple of spots here. Did I put one of the short stacks in? No, it doesn't look like it. Yeah, anyway, I'm just going to need thousands of these things when I get done with AP to get all my stuff leveled back up. It's just crazy. Alright, so we're moving on to Chaos 3. Let's see. Well, we did Lightrayne Forest and Forest Biome. Let's go ahead and do Forest Crossroads while we're at it. Why not? Yep, we're on the wrong tier though. Let's go to Chaos 3. Public game. There we go. No, it definitely didn't look like that to me. As far as their partner program, I'm sure if you're a big streamer, or once you become an established partner, they start hooking you up. But what it looked like to me is, see, the thing with like DD2 is DD2, by being a DD2 partner through the Casters Guild, I get access to giveaway codes, but I get nothing for me. Nothing. Zero. Nothing at all for me personally. Yet I do get codes to give away, which is good for you all. So that's why I do it. But Warframe actually has a program that, you know, it's like referral based or whatever, but it allows me to get, you know, it allows me to get stuff for me as well, which is awesome. I personally would probably go with the or the Abyss Lord over the Lavamancer, Edward. But it's up to you. They're all viable, yeah. You're going to get more versatility out of the Abyss Lord than the Lavamancer for sure. Like a couple times a year there, Retro, as far as a big update goes. Oh, no doubt about it there, Panda. But they don't, Mama. They don't. You would think they would, but they don't. You can look through my giveaway lists every month, and it's the exact same people every month. So there's no new entries. If the game had a bigger player base, then it would. How to train your ramster. The pet rework, I don't think is ever going to happen. The Abyss Lord is got a tower that's viable in every situation, Blast. The Ramster is one of the most versatile towers in the entire game. So, I mean, that's huge. It can be used in any situation. It has no counter in the entire game all the way up to Chaos 7. And then Chaos 7, the counter is the Cobalt Flyers, which, you know, could easily be handled with some anti-air. Doesn't look like we're going to get another. Sweet. You can get gold eggs from mastery mode right now. X926 is the only way. Maybe DD3, Ned. I don't know about DD2 on VR. We got Rams going up that way. Oops. Not enough juice. There we go. Partek's got it. Yeah, they're long-range flamethrowers, Air Blast. It's exactly the same mechanic as flamethrowers, except Ramsters, of course, have the range. Because you use those things to upgrade your gear, Lilu. I've got quite a few pieces of gear that are modded perfectly that I'll have to upgrade after I'm done with the AP grind. Yeah, I still stream to Twitch. I'll be streaming to Twitch more as soon as I get into a position to do these late night streams again. But I stream every Friday on Twitch right now, and sporadically during the week. Twitch is absolutely awful about communicating with their streamers. It's like until you become a partner with Twitch, they consider you just a complete waste of oxygen. I don't know what their deal is. I mean, they don't give anyone any respect at all until you get partnered with them. I mean, they won't return emails, nothing. You know, I hate to bash on them because I do want to get a Twitch partnership eventually, but it's very disheartening seeing how they treat non-partners. It's just absurd. You know, YouTube, anybody can send in, you know, a question or whatever, and it, like, gets answered within 48 hours. I've had my Twitch partnership application in for almost, it's just a few days short of a month now, and right on the application it says we respond within 7 business days. So, like, last week, after waiting 3 weeks, I finally sent them an email. They haven't even responded. That's very disheartening, seeing how they treat the non-partners, is my main problem with it. Well, thanks there, Plairberry. I appreciate it. I'm actually probably going to be live on Twitch tonight, late night, 11 p.m. Pacific time. Alright, Shen, have a good one. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your day at work. I didn't replace my my router yet. I was gonna just go to Walmart and buy one, a crappy one here locally, but I figured I might as well get a decent one from Amazon. So still waiting on that. I'm just curious as to how long it's gonna take before the router overheats and starts dropping frames. Probably a couple more maps. I don't want to jinx it, but... So the incursion version of this map is the weekly this week, I believe. Yeah, they added the affiliate program. Being a Twitch partner means you get priority over encoding. So your stream quality is higher, and you get advertising revenue. So whenever an ad plays, you get a couple pennies or whatever. That's completely up to you, Lilo. I personally am doing it because I do think it's going to be easier to do a big Onslaught floor climb. And I'm not talking getting to floor 200 or 300. I'm talking to getting to like floor 1000 after the next update. So that's why I decided to get the AP knocked out now. They are so wildly different mods. Their silence, it's very difficult to compare the two of those. They don't even remotely do even close to the same sort of thing. So, I mean, if you need defense rate, then defense rate's going to be better. Tenacity's more of a countering mod. It's not a... You're not going to get effectiveness out of tenacity on every map. That, and you can go without tenacity. I use tenacity because I love trap stars and nodes, and I want to use them on every map. Is why I use tenacity. But tenacity is not required in any means. Oh, I'll go to floor 1000 eventually. I mean, it'll take a long time, but I'll definitely get to floor 1000. After this this next update changes Onslaught, and it will change Ancient Power, and I'm hoping to actually be either done or really close to done with Ancient Power before it gets here. Because as soon as the update starts, I'm gonna go back to Onslaught for sure. I tell you what I'd really like to see him do is change the gating system for Onslaught. Make it so that you can join any map, but if you're doing a higher floor, you only get credit for the lower floor or whatever. I'm still getting a ton of them. Iriana, I'm getting lots of defender packs still. Well, the answer there is a gilded defense rate shard. Silence. If you have a gilded defense rate shard, then you don't use defense rate as a mod because you're at the cap already. Then I never said tenacity is better than anything else. I said this is the build I use. I didn't say this was the best build or this is the build you have to use. I said this is the build I personally use, is what I said. So, I mean, if you don't like the way a build is in my hero spotlight, then change stuff. I mean, it's not this is not that kind of channel. You will never see me ever say this is the build you must use. Never. I will never say this build is better than that build. Ever. For any reason. If you get to a victory screen, then it's the right build. That's what matters. But yeah, I mean, with gilded defense rate, you don't need the defense rate mod. Defense rate mod is only there for people who don't have access to gilded shards. $14,000 health. Yeah, see, that just seems like a waste, you know, doesn't it, Partech? 14,000 health is all you're getting out of that? Seems like nothing. I do like it for the defense power though. The defense power, the defense health, and the defense range. I like those APs for sure. Yeah, I mean, by all means, everybody, like Lightrayne said, I mean, everybody can use the same builds I use, but when I do a hero spotlight, I'm not telling you this is the build to use. I'm telling you this is the build I use. I mean, Lightrayne does a lot of stuff different than I do, and we both get to the same win screen, so it's hard to, you know, kind of difficult to say either one of them are wrong if both of them win maps. All about getting that chest. Thanks there, Edward. I appreciate it. Thanks for swinging by. Alright, see if we got anything. Let's see now. How about a Deadly Strikes right here? Nope. I gotta quit calling it. That never works. It works like 1 out of every 100, it seems like. Nothing good, nothing good. That 2000 Ascension means nada, Silence. Don't let the big Ascension numbers fool you. Ascension does not win games. Proper builds win games. Once you get past 270 Ascension now, once you get past Ascension 270, the gains you get from Ascension are very, very minimal. Like practically nothing. So don't fool yourself into thinking a higher Ascension player can do stuff better than you can, because you can get to the same win screen they can. Alright, let's head on to Chaos 4. Let's go down the dungeon maps. What, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We'll do that. Go Unholy Catacombs here first. You just have to click the public button. Is all there, Siri. Denizen, what up? You got it upgraded that quick, Partek? Well, I guess if you got the mats, it only takes a second. Anyway, here we go. This is Chaos 4, yep. Uh, 179 is a little low. Like I said, 270. Once you get past 270 is where the Ascension becomes kind of meaningless. Congrats there, Denizen. Nice. Oh yeah, I played the first Dungeon Defenders. That's what got me to play this one. I was a big fan of the first one. Loved it. We got everybody here. Looks like it. Got a volcano here. I don't know if we need any air, but I'll throw it down anyway. Just for giggles. Probably don't need anything over here, right? Nope, we got archers at the wazoo. Looks good to me. Drop some mana here in case anybody wants to build anything else. Yeah, DD1 was an awesome game. There's no doubt about that. Sold defense rates. Youch. See, I regret selling all the destruction shard I sold, but I never sold a defense rate. So, like, I instantly had 5 or 6 gilded defense rates as soon as this update hit. Oh, the Adept is indeed a beast there, Tom. No doubt about it. She is a mean girl. You just have 7, or actually 6 sets of gear there, Denizen. A Chaos 1 set, a Chaos 2 set, a Chaos 3 set, and so on. And you trade all of those sets over to a friend. Then you go do AP. You have them trade back the Chaos 1 set, then trade back the Chaos 2 set, then the Chaos 3 set, and so on and so on. And it takes you, each time they trade the set of gear to you and you buy it and equip it, it takes you up to the next tier. It does help, Silence. What I'm saying, it's minimal. Minimal. At Ascension 270, you got your crit chance, your gambit, your defense rate maxed on any defense. Anything you get past that, you're only getting 20 defense power per point, which is nothing. I mean, having your defense power capped on a defense, first off, 75 of those points are instantly gone, just making up for the range gambit. So that leaves another 65 points. Well, 65 times 20 is what? 1,300? So that gives you 1,300 defense power. That's not even the difference between a Chaos 4 and a Chaos 5 relic. It's nothing. Literally nothing. So it's not... I mean, the Ascension is a nice thing, don't get me wrong. And it does add, but it doesn't add so significantly where you think you can't win maps without it. It just doesn't. It doesn't work that way. Yeah, your shards get reset, Blueberry. No, you don't. All you have to do is one Chaos 7 map, Denizen. Now, eventually you'll have to go through and complete the other maps to unlock the incursions again. But as far as just progressing, you do all the trades, and then you do one Chaos 7 map, and bam, floor 55 is unlocked. And then you go 55 to 65 and reset. Well, you should have your Gambit maxed out at 270. That's the exact point. If you're putting your Ascension points in the way you should be putting them in, then your range Gambit will be maxed at 270. That's why I chose that number. I didn't choose the number. The number chose me. It's based off of your range Gambit. Your first 20 points go into defense crit chance, your second 20 points go into defense crit damage, and then your 50 points after that go into the range Gambit. So that means you'd have 90 points into your utility category, which means you would be Ascension 270. I think it's 0.38926. I'd have to look. I'll look after I'm done dying here. I'm busy dying right now. Let me check. It's all the defenses, yeah, 0.38. All the defenses caps are listed on Lightrayne spreadsheet. Exclamation info, oh, there it is. There it is, Lightrayne's reading my mind. 15-second delay for the win. See, on your screen, it might look like I say it and then it pops up, but on my screen, I say it and it's instantly there. So it's like Lightrayne has some kind of telepathic abilities. I'm pretty sure of it. As far as mods go, I'm using all the uniques. So the unique crit chance, the unique crit damage, and the unique power. And then for shards, defense rate, deadly strikes, and destruction. And then you can swap out deadly strikes if you want to go with a little less range and a stun instead. You definitely want destruction and defense rate on it, though, no doubt. What's going on there, Sictistic? How you doing? We got a flamethrower squire over here. Look out. The tooltip is definitely useful. The problem with the tooltip is just the DPS. Even the damage per hit, if you look at the attack damage, that is an accurate number. But if you look at the DPS, that's... I don't even know where that number came from. It makes 0 sense. on every defense in the game, the DPS number is incorrect. Nothing good, nothing good. What can you do? What was that one? That was Chaos 4, so we're off to Chaos 5 next. They're all an even drop chance, their silence. So depending on how many shards are in that pool, that's how many they drop. So if there's 32 shards in the pool, it's a 1 in 32 chance of getting the shard that you're looking for. But unfortunately, RNG hates us all. Yeah, I play Fortnite. I haven't been playing it as much here lately, but I do play Fortnite, Wesley. But bam! I didn't call it. And I got it. That means no more calling it. Let me see. Okay, I'll call this one. Defense rate. Alright, see? If I call it, it's the wrong one. If I don't call it, it's the right one. I guess I better save that. A little triple chip action. That's probably an upgrade for my EV2 once I get back around to that point. Mana burn damage. That's a nice one. Nothing else. I go to DD2 tools and count them up and do the math there, Silence. Just remember, it's not, if it's a 1 in 32 chance of when opening one shard pack, that doesn't mean if you open 32 shard packs that you should get one. That's not how probability works. It's a 1 in 32 chance every single time. So, like in 32 shards, the probability would say that you would have to open like 70, like 65 to 70 of them to have a 99% chance of getting one, is how probability works. So if you're looking for one destruction shard, statistically, if you open like 70 of them, you would have a 99% chance of getting one destruction shard. I've got one more for you, Partek, but it's on that other. It's on the storage account. See, we're moving to Chaos 5. We got Buried Bastille. Let's do it up. Do it up. Oh, I mean, do the math, Silence. I don't have a calculator in front of me. You know, count up how many shards are in the pool. DD2 Tools has all that information right there. You just got to add them up. Yeah, I'm 100% sure that the drop chances between each shard and tier are even. There is no modifier on defense rate or destruction or deadly strikes. It's a straight up, there's this many shards in the pool. You've got a 1 in that many chance of getting it. There is no other modifiers in the game. There is 0 shard waiting. Definitely not a thing. It seems like it is, but there is not. So, Chaos 5. Guess Onboard and I can build it out while we're waiting for you guys. Let's see. Oh, look at me looking at flyer lanes in Chaos 5. Yeah, it feels like it. I mean, that's RNG, you know? I mean, you guys all know it. It's not the only game. every game you play, when you have a chance of getting 20 different things, the thing you want is never what you get. It's crappy, but that's just RNG, you know? I did Karazhan in World of Warcraft every week for 3 years before I got that stupid horse. I finally got the stupid horse, but it literally every week for 3 years before I got it. That's way too many sky guards, but whatever. I hope they do. That would be nice. The problem is shard packs is Trendy's monetization. Remember, it's a free-to-play game. Trendy's got to make money, or we don't get a game, you know? And shard packs is a monetization point, meaning they're very hesitant to change that because they're earning revenue off of that, you know? I haven't got an Abyssal Mandate since June. See, and I just get Abyssal Mandate every time I open that tier and I dust it, you know. Mastery is just all about following the rules there, Mason. There's not really a best way. You just got to follow the rules of each map. What's going on there, Jay? How you doing? Yeah, pretty much what Lightrayne said. The more heroes you have, the more options you have. And you definitely don't want to even consider looking at Mastery until you have all the shards that you need. Pretty much all the towers are good, Jay. Oh, nope, can't save it. I just remember too that Mastery is the end game. Getting to floor 200 in Onslaught is not the end game. I mean, that's the grind point of the game, but the most difficult content in the game is without a doubt Mastery. If you can do floor 65 in Onslaught, you can do floor 200. It's just a matter of having the time to get there. Mastery, however, is Mastery, you know. Nah, you definitely didn't do it right. 3% maybe, but definitely not 0.03%. Here, I'll just do it for you real quick. Let's see. What shard are you looking for? Let's look for the example. Let's look for destruction. So, it's a Chaos 1 shard pack. Oh wow, there's only 22 shards in Chaos 1. Actually, that doesn't include the Barbarian shards. So we're going to say there's 23 shards in Chaos 1. Well, then we would take 1 divided by 23. Oops. 1 divided by 23 is 0.043478, blah, 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 blah. So it's a 4.3% chance of getting a destruction shard for each individual shard pack you open in Chaos 1. Mastery is definitely not easier than Onslaught. I mean, Mastery is easier now than it was because Mastery didn't get changed and mods got added. But Onslaught is... It's a matter of looking at the lane, building the defenses, and moving on. There's zero difficulty in Onslaught. It's a matter of, you know, what is Lightrayne always likes to call it? It's rock, paper, scissors. You look at the lane, it's got paper. Okay, well, don't use rock. You know, it's that. That's all that Onslaught is. It's very, very easy to do. It's just a huge time-consuming grind. One in 33, I can do that, almost do that math in my head. It should be like a 3.3% chance of getting the shard. Mastery, it's all about one map at every tier. Now, like I said, I haven't done Mastery since it's gone easy mode. But Mastery is definitely more complex than Onslaught. I mean, you're basically told, you know, you get no benefit from your Ascension, your shards, or you get your shards, but you get no benefit from your Ascension or gear. And you go through. Now, like I said, I haven't done it since mods were a thing, but... You can't really compare Onslaught difficulty to Mastery. I mean, Onslaught's just straight up. You know, okay, this lane has paper, let's build scissors. That's all Onslaught is. All the way up. The build in 30-second maps were my favorite. I love that chaos right at the beginning. In my mind, those maps were the real fun. You get very, very little added to your Ascension caps if you don't push their random. Or do you mean for me personally? Me personally, I'm getting 15 to the caps every time I reset. Yeah, the Abyss Sword's nice on those 30-second build time maps. I spammed a whole lot of weapon bans on those when I did it. That was my favorite one. That one, what was it? It was the Magus, or not Magus Quarters. Molten Citadel. There was one of the tiers that was Molten Citadel, and it was 30-second build time and no more than one of each defense, and that thing just screamed weapon manufacturers. That was awesome. Scarnash disappeared before my pet got him. some of the maps are easier solo, and some of them are easier in a group there, Kurt. So it's hard to say specifically. Like the 30-second build time ones, the ones with, you know, like equal opportunity, those seem a bit easier in a group for sure. But some of the other ones seemed easier solo because of the mob scaling. Oh, the weapon mans are going to get nerfed again, Playerberry. I'm pretty sure of that. They're extremely powerful. They are just beast mode. Nice, Mario. Grats. Alright, onward to Chaos 6. Yeah, that's what I figured there's silence. That's what the percent sign equal means. Anytime you throw the percent sign in there, that just means 2 decimal points. Basically. Let's see. Anything good? Anything good? Gotta be a good mod up in here, right? Or maybe not. No love. It's not 0.3%, Partek, it's 3%. You move the decimal point 2 places. So 0.03 equals 3%. It's 3 1/100ths. Partek with his late night math. That late night math will get you every time there, Partek. Here's Cryo. Oh, might as well take an opportunity to make fun of Cryo. That means he's got to the caps. They're blessed buds. Like me personally, I'm not there yet. I've got another 201 ascension caps to get before I'm capped out. So theoretically, I would be done once I got to the caps. Now I'm probably not going to go all the way to the caps. That's the way all the servers are, Morton. Pretty much. But remember, the majority of people aren't coming to town. The majority of players are playing private matches, which is unfortunate, but that's just how it is. They did a survey yesterday talking about multiplayer and what would get people to play together more. Molten Citadel, Chaos 6. He's there. He's definitely there. He was at like 50 ancient power a few days ago. I'm not going to have to go to 50 to get to the caps. I did the math. I think it's like 40 or 41 or something like that will get me to the caps. I'm not sure if it is still up, Playerberry. I'd imagine it is. They put it up yesterday. One more spot. We got Onboard and Crazy 8. There we go. That last spot's full. I'll wait until I see a gun witch load in before I hit G. There we go. Very nice. Get a little poison going here. We got any air? Let's get some air going as well. Yep, I'm out of juice. There we go. That should work. Oh, it is already ended? Dang. That's a quick one. You guys will have to forgive all my sniffing and snorting. Like I said, I got just crazy allergies going again today. Nose is just running like a mofo. Oh, yeah, hex throwers. We don't have, we gotta get some R's out further or something. We don't have our stuff spread out far enough. The hex throwers can throw at the core from like right here. That's alright. We just kill them. We'll be alright. That's the thing, is they've turned... The problem that they're facing now is it has actually been better to play solo for such a long time that DD2 is full of solo players. So if they change it too much and make it so that you have to play in a group, that's going to piss off the solo players. So they have to find a way to balance it. Yeah, we got to do something here. We're going to end up losing because of these hex throwers. We need these guys dying quicker. I'll sell my PDTs and put down some weapon mans and spread them out. Nah, Nightmare 4 I was doing solo the whole time. You never needed 4 people to do Nightmare 4 ever, at any point in the game. You've never needed 4 players. What do we got going here? Somebody took my... I sold it, and then somebody took it. This one needs to be spread out. So now that weapon man is not going to do anything, sadly. The range on the hex throwers is just too much on this map. Nerf hex throwers, they OP. Nah, I'm sure it caps out, Morton. The drop chance of amps is always low. At floor, I can tell you that at floor 250, I was not getting more than I was getting at floor 150. I think that it probably caps out because it's just really low. Or maybe they're thinking long term and thinking like to the point when people start getting to like, you know, floor... I mean, even like Marcos is not getting them. He's at floor 700 or whatever now. He's not getting them every map at floor 700. He's not getting them every 10 maps. So it's either really low all the way up, or it caps out at some point. Well, I think that's what they're going for. There, Pandalicious. I mean, all games, all free-to-play games, just about, that use inventory space as a way for them to earn money, are gonna make lots of things drop. You know, fill your inventory, encourage you to buy more space. I probably, going from floor 80, just to give you an example, going from floor 80 to floor 250 or whatever it was I finished at, I found about 10 amps. In that many floors. So like 100, what would that be? 170? Yeah, in 170-ish floors, I found about 10 amps. The best time is when they do the sales, the holiday sales and stuff. They, you know, put a really fair price on all the stuff. I'm still sitting on gems from the last holiday sale, but I already have my inventory maxed. I don't want to blow the gems on defender packs, so I just have nothing to spend them on right at the moment. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. I didn't even find my first one until I was in like the 120s. Most of those amps, well, out of the first 10 amps I had, I bought like 8 or 9 of them. The thing too with the amps, even though they're really rare, remember that the market will continue to get flooded. So the price on them will keep going down. I mean, the price on them, what, a month ago was like 15 to 20 million gold, and right now the average price is down to about 6 or 7 mil. So, I mean, the price will keep dropping on them. Eventually, amps, you'll be able to buy amps for a couple of million. I bet they'll get down to like 2 or 3 million range. The last time I actually bought amps, some dude had like 8 of them up for 4 mil a piece. I bought them all. That would be pretty cool, enemy skins. I think that's past Trendy's resources capabilities. But I do think that would be really cool. I don't think they'd be able to do Nazis, though. That would probably be a political statement they weren't looking for. Alright, well, there is Chaos 6 in the bag. Well, you gotta start getting rid of shards you don't need, Pandalicious. There's no reason for you to ever even remotely consider gilding every shard in the game. I mean, shards you don't need, there's no reason to keep them, you know? In some of the shards, you get just such a small benefit from gilding them that it's just not worth it, you know? Just not worth it at all to gild them. I mean, I'm the worst example of that. I hoard the crap out of the shards too, but I have started thinning them out. Let's see. Move that over there. Alright, here we go. One more Jinx. Defense rate. Oh, dang it. The only shards I would say 100%, definitely without a doubt, gild these shards would be speed in your boots, defense rate, defense range, or deadly strikes, and destruction. That's the only shards I personally would say these are the shards you should 100% gild. I'm not going to make a guide on what shards to not gild. I would make a guide on what shards to gild. A guide on what shards to not gild would be an hour plus long. A guide on what shards to gild would be 5 minutes. Earth Toss was... It's not, really. When you look at 2 million gold for what you get, it's not worth gilding. Well, you just know whether or not you're going to need shards, the Pandalicious. I mean... If you're maxed and you're taking that much of your inventory up with shards, then I would definitely consider thinning it out a bit. Yeah, I mean, some of the shards, like Colossal Fissure, makes the shard worse. I mean, just don't gild it unless it's one of your main shards. And the main shards are Defense Rate, Destruction, Deadly Strikes. The reason I say to gild speed is, first off, everybody's got 1 million speed shards since it's a campaign shard. But secondly, it adds a significant speed boost. It's a noticeable difference. You get jacked up, you get 200 bonus speed out of it. So, I mean, you get the same as you get out of your Ascension for it. That's a good shard to gild. You know, Deadly Strikes will get you to the cap on many defenses where you otherwise could not get there. Defense Rate will get you to the cap on almost every defense. And that frees up a mod slot. And Destruction, that's just more power. No other shards, every other shard in the game would 100% be an optional. You don't really have to do it. You know? Now, I've made mistakes. I've gilded some shards I shouldn't have gilded. I'll show you. I got them right here. Let's see. Haunting. Didn't need to gild it. Ravenhost. Didn't need to gild it. That one's decent. Burning Strikes. Didn't need to gild it. Empowered Flame. Didn't need to gild it. Crumbling Stone. 100% didn't need to gild it. Defense Crit Damage. Not even using it. Why gild it? You know, now Rippling Explosions. That one's a complete joke. Now, a lot of these shards, I gilded them to free up inventory space. It was not because of their effectiveness. But sadly, these shards are going to sit here in my bag untouched now. Because these are all shards I didn't need to gild. I gilded Enhanced Poison. Enhanced Poison is now an unusable shard. You should never, ever, for any reason, use Enhanced Poison. Yet I've got one gilded. So, I mean, you don't have to gild everything. Definitely not. Whichever you want, Fraxon. Whatever's the most fun to you. Yeah, it's never gonna happen either, Plurberry. It would be an hour plus long video. It's just never gonna happen. Let's see. Public game. Oh, we need to switch to Chaos 7 now. Let's see. Crumble Bulwark, here we come. I would save a few of them Sunbaked, but I'm dusting all the new ones I have. Any new defense crit damage and power transfer shards I get now instantly get dusted. I don't think you would get it back for thousands of hours, Mark. I've got a gilded jackpot. For me to get that 2 million gold back, I think it will take literally thousands of hours. So, in that regard, that shard, not worth gilding it, you know? Here we got We got Enthralling Anubis and Onboard. Onboard wants to do some Earth Shatters. I'll throw around some Skyguards in. What's going on, David? I don't have a public Discord. Nah. I use the DD2 Discord. The problem with Discord is the Discord servers go toxic so quick. The few ruin it for the many. So I probably will never run another public Discord server again because I just don't like that toxicity. If there was a Discord server that everyone that joined was a cool, laid-back person that didn't mind answering questions and helping people out, I would do it all day. But it's not. That's not what Discord is. Discord, you get a lot of cool people. Don't get me wrong. But then you get... Oh, I thought he said Earth Shatters were going in. It's only one. We need more Earth Shatters than this on board. Jeez. It's not an Earth Shatter build if it's only got one. Throw another Skyguard down. What's the range like on these? Throw one there too. Why not? Yeah, you get Discord when using Discord. That's a pretty good good description there, Playberry. No doubt about it. That's the thing though, is if you're resetting, you're probably to a point where you're not worried about the gold anyway, and you're using defender metals. Or pardon me, you're not worried about gold. If you're resetting and you're spamming resets, then you probably are not using gold to upgrade your shards. You're using defender metals. Because defender metals, you get to the cap so quick. And if you're actually spamming resets, then there's a good chance that you don't need defender metals anymore. So like me, I don't upgrade anything. I'm going right through without doing anything. Now I do upgrade the speed shards in all my heroes' boots, that way I can run around a little quicker. And every once in a while I'll upgrade the heroic shard in my monk's chest here. But I'm using just defender metals for that. I'm not doing any hyper shards or anything like that. It all costs too much and they're unnecessary just for AP reset. So, I mean, like Jackpot, I mean, in theory, you think, oh, well, it increases the amount of gold I'm getting. But you just got to remember that Jackpot's a complete POS shard to begin with. You know? So it's just not, it's not giving you that much back. Alright, Blueberry, take it easy. Earth Shatter sold. We don't have enough Earth Shatters. More Earth Shatters, please. There we go. Now we got Earth Shatters. I'm happy. Well, and you're doing exactly what I just said you shouldn't be doing, Rage. You don't gild every shard for a hero. I mean, unless you just got some serious OCD. I mean, it's unnecessary. The gains you get are not worth the gold you would spend. I mean, as it stands right now, heroes one-shot everything. What's the point, you know? Why would you spend gold when you're already one-shotting everything? Nah, sadly it doesn't. There's silence. No bonuses for win streaks. Well, I mean, the problem is you'll just find yourself getting to a point where you're done playing the game before you hit where you originally wanted to achieve in the game. You know, with the whole Gilding shards thing. I mean, there's just straight up no reason to do it, you know. Don't gild at all. That would be an entirely different mechanic added into the game, Morton. I'm pretty sure that'll never happen. It sounds like a great idea, but it's not gonna happen. It would require too much rewriting of existing code, and Trendy doesn't have the resources for that. You gotta remember, it's a small development team. They can't redo entire systems, and when they do, it takes months and months and months for them just to do that. I mean, just making the change from... How long has it been since Elandrian first talked about 3-map floors going away? It's been 2 to 3 months. You know, just switching floors from 3 maps to 1 map has taken multiple months. And it's not because they're not working. You know, Jose and Mark, those guys grind it out. Those guys put in long, long hours. What's going on, Namani? How you doing? Good enough. They want more people to use Ancient Power. I think they should increase the bonuses you gain in Ancient Power for gold. You know, 5% per level is just... it's low. I don't know. The gold and the XP, in my opinion, is too low for AP resets. And people say, oh, well, you know, look at Mugs or look at Marcos and how much they earn. It's like, yeah, but they straight up no-lifed it for 4 months. So how many people are willing to do that? I'm not, personally. I would actually go completely broke and have to go get a real job if I decided to do that. Just can't do it, you know. It's not something that most people are willing to do. They're not going to change the difficulty. The difficulty will change slightly. But if you look right now, the difficulty increase between, say, floor 65 and floor 66 with 3 maps, that difficulty increase will still be there between floor 65 and floor 66, but it will be 1 map. So the difficulty increase is not going to be significant. It'll be noticeable for a new player, but for an existing player, it's not even going to be noticeable. You just, you know, I mean, right now you just don't feel it at all. Does controller mod stack? Well, you can't put more than 1. I mean, it stacks with other things. So, like, if you had controller and anti-melee, and it was on a CC'd melee enemy, then yeah, they would both stack. But you can't even add the multiple... You couldn't put 2 controller servos on 1 defense. It wouldn't let you. I don't think it would, unless there's a bug with that one where it's letting you. It's not supposed to let you. They've actually already confirmed that the same mods on the barb don't stack. It takes the highest value of the two and uses it. That's what, every time I see people running around with 2 auto meows, it's like, do you not realize that you're only throwing 1 set of cats? You've got an internal cooldown on those cats. What's going on there, JK Flash? Thanks for swinging by. You actually made it just in time. We are at the end. Probably hang out in town for a minute or two and answer any questions. You gotta remember, Ron, that that's not referring to you. That's referring to a new player. When they make the statements like that, it's talking about a new user experience, starting at the beginning and working your way up. So for a new player that's starting off at floor 1, they're going to notice, well, I mean, they're not going to notice because they wouldn't know the difference. But if they did know the difference, or like if you started a fresh account, you would notice the difference going up more per map. But for veteran players, you're not going to notice a difference. I don't think, anyway. I remember, the game is not designed for endgame players. The game is designed for all players, and the majority of players are not in endgame. So they're never going to focus all their energy there. Or I don't want to say never, but they're not going to make the end game their main focus, considering, you know, the whole deal is to get more players playing the game. I don't have any mods for sale there, Anubis. Sorry, man. Does the lightning aura take out the purple things from C3? The geodes? Yeah. Any non-projectile defense will. I don't think they will right away, Morton, but I would like to see more rewards added in. I think they will add more rewards in eventually, but I don't think it's going to come in this update. It might. Oh, I see what you're asking. Yeah, it's just, are they controlled or are they not controlled? Multiple CC doesn't add it up. Or energy balls. Earthshatter is not a projectile. Earthshatter goes from the ground up. See, does PDT, Flame Aura, and Lightning Aura a good combo if built right? Absolutely. It's a great combo. Any other last minute questions before well, each mod only affects the defense it's on. Like a controller mod. A controller mod is only going to affect the one defense. But, I mean, say you had controller mod on, you know, say you had a weapon manufacturer node, a controller mod on a proton beam, and then a controller mod on, say, an oil geyser. Yeah, all three of these defenses are going to be getting the bonus. but they're not going to stack between each other. There's not going to be an additional bonus. It's, are the mobs controlled or are the mobs not controlled, is what that mob, or what that mod is all about. And poison is not crowd control, by the way. I've gotten an absurd amount of messages saying I missed poison, and it's like, oh my god, am I really going to have to reply to every one of these? I pinned it as a comment on that video instead of replying to everyone. But I got like over 100 messages of people telling me I missed poison. Poison is not crowd control. Poison is a dot. Poison is similar to ignite, which is not crowd control either. So don't put it on your PDTs expecting to get an increase. And I think a lot of people have been doing that. My name on Twitch is just Juicebags there, JK Flash. There's no Mr. in front of it. I had to add the Mr. into YouTube because Juicebags was already taken. Yeah, it's not 100% of the time. Absolutely. The first tick CCs, the second tick does increase damage. No defense is going to be 100% of the time. It's not what it's about. It's about getting increased damage. That, and remember, it's a kind of 0.38 attack speed, so the CC stacks. So it can, I mean, it will be on the weapon manufacturer, since you brought that one up, it's damn near 100% of the time. You can look at the numbers and watch them tick. It's, you know, because the CC keeps proccing. You know, like in my case with a Chaos 7 max Shocking Revelation, it's gonna proc, you know, on average 1 out of every 3 hits. Well, it's hitting almost 3 times per second, which means all it has to do is proc 1 more time in that second, and the CC restacks. So it's definitely there almost 100% of the time. Now, as far as super high onslaught floors, like in the weapon manufacturer situation, if you got to say floor 400 or floor 500, you would be better off not having controller servo and having like melee boom is going to give you more overall damage. It depends on how it ticks. If the stun happens before the damage happens, and every defense is different, and I'm not going through all the defenses and testing it. If you guys are that curious, you guys can do it. The easiest way to compare it is the Barbarian. Let me bust out my barb. Where are you at? On the Barbarian, if you put Siphon Stance up first, and then Lightning Stance, and then you swing, you're going to take damage. The reason is the heal ticked first, and then the Lightning Stance ticked. However, if you put the Lightning Stance up first, and then the Siphon Stance, you're not going to take damage. You are taking damage, but you're healing through the damage as it comes. And the reason is the damage hits first, then the heal hits, all within milliseconds. So it's not something you can see, but you can look at your health and tell. If you've got a defense where the CC is applied by the defense attacking, then the damage of the attack is going to hit first. So like in the weapon manufacturer situation, the damage hits, which applies the stun, if it procs, and then on the next shot, it's going to do increased damage. That's how it works. It's all a matter of which tick gets communicated to the server first, and in which order. But anyway, everybody, that is going to do it for now, though. Thank you all a ton for swinging by. I really do appreciate it. I'll be back on the guide and tutorial run here starting tomorrow morning. I'll get something done tonight. I haven't seen a green one in a while either, David. But I'll get another guide tutorial spotlight going this evening, and that'll be live early tomorrow morning. And then, as always, I will be live tomorrow again at 1 p.m. Pacific time. So thanks an absolute ton for swinging by. I really do appreciate it. And I will see you all soon. Take it easy.